Hello and welcome to Sunday, December 27th, day 27 of our COVID Christmas scrapbooks and journals. I'm Pauline. I run the Scrapbook Room, a mobile and online scrapbook store, and I offer inspiration and friendship in the Scrapbook Playroom, a private Facebook group made for paper crafters just like you. Let's get started with today's prompt. Today we're talking about reflections, and there's lots you can reflect on today. How did Christmas go? Did your Zoom gathering work out as planned? Or was it so quiet that you either want to do it this way again next year, or you're vowing to never again have it so quiet? Is your tree coming down today? How long will your decorations stay up? Or are you already putting them away? Wrapping paper back under the bed? Greeting cards tucked away in your scrapbook supplies in hopes of using them in a future project? How many cards did you end up getting? And how do you deal with cards from forgotten relatives or from faraway friends? Will you send one out in return, give them a call, or do nothing? And you can reflect on gifts too. Did you get something surprising or fun? Or something you love, something you can't wait to use? Was there a gift you gave that was well received? How do you feel about gifting? Do you try to find those perfect gifts and relish in the fact when the recipient loves it? Or do you barely think about it? Are you reflective of something you missed out on this year? Or did you start a new tradition or do something that was extra fun or unusual? And now that, at least in Ontario, we're on lockdowns for at least 2 weeks, how will you spend the rest of Christmas week? Anything different than you'd planned? I suggested to my friend who we'd planned to gather with for dinner that perhaps we could meet outdoors over drinks and a fire. We could even roast hot dogs and sing about it. Hot dogs roasting on an open fire. It would make for a great scrapbook page, wouldn't it? And for a final thought on reflections, have you found the humor in your holidays and how we've had to change things up this year? How can we keep things light and not bring ourselves down during holidays? Perhaps you could do a tip page, tips for celebrating during pandemics, or something like that. It's your page. Look back on the holidays and do some reflecting. And now, speaking of tips, let's move on to today's tips. What to do when you don't have photos for your pages? Well, first thing you can do, find photos from another time and use them as you reflect. I did that here with a photo from the year before, and I commented on the photo. You can make at least a small note detailing where the photo was from, and I do have that in this. You can simply tell the story of why you have no photos. Use decorative embellishments or a sheet of scenic scrapbook paper. Use various cardstock blocks or mats to tell your story on. You could even use shapes such as circles or speech bubbles. Or make a large circle and add your journaling thoughts and embellishments into slices like pie in the circle. Using a variety of 3x4 project lifestyle cards, each with their own thought, words, or embellishments, is another idea. On this page, I took a photo of a jar of coleslaw dressing I was bringing as a hostess gift as we headed out for dinner. And then I put the recipe for the coleslaw dressing too. So just look around and grab a photo of whatever's available. And one other thing you can do, use quotes on the pages. They could be from people at an event, or they could be simply inspirational or seasonal quotes that have meaning to you. You could even decorate a page and use one large quote on the page. Perhaps there's something else that has meaning to you. A poem, a quote, a verse. Put it on a page. In my mini album today, I wanted to find something that speaks to the prompt. So I found this gift tag on this sheet that said the most wonderful time of the year. I went ahead and matted it on red cardstock and cut it out around the circle. You can see where I cut it out. I got rid of the to and from, and I just went with the shape. I wanted to be able to adhere it to my page where I went ahead and put a mat. I want to put it in the corner, and I want to allow room for it to tuck in there. So I will only put adhesive on the corners. And I also prepared my date, and that will go on the page, and this page is done. In my own album, I found a quote that my daughter had posted on her Twitter feed, and I'd been hoping to find a place to use it in my album. And I think this might be just the spot for it. The quote reads, Most of the time, the universe speaks to us very quietly, in pockets of silence, in coincidences, in nature, in forgotten memories, in the shape of clouds, in moments of solitude, in small tugs at our hearts. I just think it's a beautiful quote and I want to use it. So I think this is the spot. I screenshot this quote originally and then I printed it out on my selfie printer. It makes me reflective of this quiet Christmas, the moments of silence, the recalling of memories, and the small tugs at my own heart. So it will go on my page for today. I have this page from a magazine. I could simply do this and cover that image down there. I could leave always first on your list here. I'm not sure, but I'll work that out. And I will leave this here. And I've made a note on my master sheet. This page is good to go. And I will see you tomorrow.